Good morning, everybody. Carla Airy Culinaires here from A Coffee with Carla. I hope you guys are doing well today. What are we at? We're at Thursday already. Holy smokes, the week has flown by. I want to talk today about being told no. And I did a post on it this morning, and I think it's something that needs to be kind of expanded on and talked a little bit more about. There's a whole raft of people in our lives, in everybody's life, that will always tell you no. And I'm not talking about telling you no because of, when that needs to be in place. I'm talking about when you are working towards a goal or a dream, or you have a vision of something you want to do in your future, or what you even want to be when you grow up, whenever that is. I don't know, at 51, I'm still figuring it out, but you're going to get a bunch of people who might even be in your family. They might be your friends. They might be people who you love and adore. They're going to tell you no. They're going to tell you, guess what? You can't do that. You won't be able to do that. Nobody's done that before. Get out of here. What makes you think you can do it? There's so many people out there who live in a state of scarcity mindset, as well as when they see somebody else going for their dreams or their goals or those things that they want, and they see them so passionate about that, it brings up things in people who have not done it themselves. And so they, in turn, rather than working on that issue or those things themselves, they in turn feed it out into the world and just, there's no way it can be done. This is how we've done it forever. Why do you think you have a new way? Like any of those kind of comments and things that are telling you you absolutely have no concept of what you're doing. That's coming from a person who is in a scarcity mindset, as well as a fear-based mindset, as well as they don't believe in themselves to do the things they wanted to do. So they're going to discourage everybody else around them from doing those things. And it's unfortunate, because if everybody got out of their own way, there would be a lot of great success in this world. Businesses would thrive, because businesses in every single industry would understand, while there needs to be competition, that does not mean you need to shut your competition down. Competition can be healthy if it's used and done in the proper way. When somebody wants to shut their competitor down, when they badmouth their competitor, when they do nothing to help their competitor, they're in a scarcity mindset. They aren't in an abundance mindset. And so the problem with that is growth gets smaller and may not even happen. And so then when all the negative things happen, they've got the backup of, see, I told you that's what would happen, and we've seen it in one of the groups that I belong to, and the group I will always belong to, I hope, if they'll keep having me there, is we've seen that in the spray foam insulation industry and in the group Spray Foam Worldwide. And what we've seen is competitors actually going and helping their competitor. When one of them breaks down, another one goes and helps them. When they've got a big job and they can't find workers, guess what? Those guys will travel to a different state to go help their fellow Spray Foam Worldwide member. Before that group was founded, I'm not sure if that would have been the case. But what's happened is that group, and a lot of people look at that group, and any group on Facebook, there is a ton of them. And I'm speaking about trades. There's roofing, there's concrete, there's drywall, there's all kinds of groups on there. People that are of a scarcity mindset and allow their ego to run in front of them and run their world do not realize that those groups are gold, especially if you are a person who is a manufacturer, or you're an association, or you're any of those kind of things, wanting to bring in more customers, wanting to bring in more members. If you think that those groups are a joke and are just there for people to blow off steam and all that, yeah, that is a component of it. But if you don't grasp the concept of how that can help you thrive in your business, you've missed the boat and you're sinking in the ocean. Like, if you are not moving forward with the times, you're not going to succeed. It's going to tank. So recently I've been doing some things, and I've been working on some things, and I've had a number of individuals, no, it can't be done. It won't be done. It'll never happen. You can't do it. Like, why do you think you can do it? I think I can do it because it hasn't been done before, and maybe it's time that it is needed. So when I look back now, I have the ability to look back on a lot of things that I've gone through in my life. And what's interesting to me is I can look back now and look at all of those people who did not have my back, who rallied against me, who chose to exit my world. Thank you for exiting my world, by the way. You were a part of my world for a reason. And now that I understand what that reason is, I can actually say thank you. I don't need to be bitter. I don't need to hold a grudge. It's part of growth, and it's part of becoming the person I am today, which is not the same person as when they knew me 15 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. I don't care when it was. Not that same person. They, however, are stuck. They, however, continue to beat a dead horse. They, however, continue to live in scarcity, fear, and they continue to make themselves small. And you know what? That's okay. If that's where you need to be, right, if that's how you're going to live your life, that's your choice. You do you. I'm going to do me, and I'm going to say thank you. Thank you for teaching me all the things you taught me. Thank you for teaching me how not to be as a human being. Thank you for lighting a fire under my rear end to become a better person than I was. Thank you for that. I have, from the beginning, there has been this belief of you'll never work up to your potential. You aren't smart enough. You're not pretty enough. You're not the one that I hung on to for a long time, and it's not something I like to put out there, but 2020 is my year of sharing more, so it won't be too TMI, but it'll just touch on it. But I was told in a conversation with somebody I was in a relationship that we were talking about sexiness and being sexy and stuff, and was told, for some stupid reason, and why I threw this out there, I don't know, obviously fishing to hopefully get the reassurance I needed, but asking that individual if they thought I was sexy, and the response was a sneer at first, then a burst of laughter in my face, and looked at dead in the eye and told, "You are the furthest thing from sexy there is." If you want to crush a woman's soul, do that. Do that. Because I hung on to that for a number of years. And I've hung on to that and kind of made myself small in that arena, and have decided in the last little while, probably last 2 or 3 years, that's not the case anymore. I refuse to buy into that. I refuse to allow those kind of things and those notions and those people's preconceived beliefs and negativity. They don't get to rent space in my head anymore. They shouldn't allow you. Don't allow, evict them, you guys, evict them. Evict them from your thoughts. You are smart enough. You are sexy enough. You are beautiful enough. You can do it. You can move mountains if you so choose to. If you haven't figured out what it is you need to be or want to be yet, that's okay. Take the time to figure it out. Try new things. Do new things. Go outside the box. Do not listen to the ones who tell you you can't. Because I'm here to tell you, you can. Do you think 10 years ago, I would have thought I could start my own company. Hell no. Who was I to think I could start my own company? Who was I to think that I could be a person who bridges the gap between a disconnect in an industry that, various industries where the disconnect is occurring? Who am I to think I'm that person? You know what? I am that person because I believe I'm that person. Start believing in you. Start investing in you. Stop investing in everybody else's opinion of you, because their opinion is none of your business and it doesn't matter anyways. You can do it. I know you can. Let those naysayers, negativity, and bullshit be the fire that is lit under your ass to get started and get going. Use that as your fuel. Prove them wrong. Don't do it out of anger, and don't do it out of rage, and don't do it out of revenge. Do it because you want to. Do it because you can. And who is to tell you you can't? Nobody. You keep believing in you. I'm going to tell you I'm here to believe in you. And I'm going to always be your cheerleader. You go for it. You can do it. You can make things happen. You can change the world in your way. We can all change the world in our own way, doing positive, good things for the world. Very little spaces, very little steps, baby steps. That changes the world. You guys keep at it. Keep believing in yourself. I believe in you. And please remember, as always, you are loved. You matter. You can do almost anything you set your mind to. Do not let this day run you. You run the day. And you keep being your badass self. Have an amazing day. Start thinking about those goals. Start thinking about those dreams. And start thinking about, how are you going to make those things happen? Write out a list. Do pros and cons. Start writing more in the pros column. Stop the negativity. Stop the self-doubt. Dig deep. You can make it happen. Yes, you can. Have a great day, and we will talk soon.